This is Kentuckyana Jones, and I just want to make a point all across America. Please listen here at the end of this show. The point that I want to make, the most classic example of how you don't treat a veteran of war, is from the Vietnam War. Many of our soldiers came home and were spat on, spat in their eyes, feces thrown on them. They were disgraced, they were dishonored, they were called baby murders. People would not even be on the same side of the sidewalk with their Vietnam War veterans. Many veterans changed their name to be able to get a job. 58,000 lives of American men and women were lost on Vietnam soil, 2.3 million Vietnamese. They're all God's children. Again, the most classic example of how not to treat a war veteran is the Vietnam War, and we feel like, with our show, that if we can bring attention to that, we can help veterans from all wars. We're going to get the Vietnam War veterans the parade they never got. We're going to change legacy back the way it's supposed to be. These were 19-year-old boys and girls, men and women. The average age of Vietnam was 19 years old. The average age of World War II was 27 years old. 58,000, as I said, died on Vietnam soil, Americans, 2.3 million Vietnamese. Since the Vietnam War, it's estimated between 170 and 180,000 heroes, veterans of war of America, have committed suicide. 2/3 of the people under bridges across America estimated to be Vietnam War veterans. As America, let's come back together. Let's rectify and change and make right a wrong. And let's honor again our true heroes of America, the ones that gives us the freedoms to do what we do every day. And in God we trust. And always remember, we make a living by what we earn or get, but we make a life by what we give. Help pick someone up today, and more so, support, honor, and help our true heroes, our veterans. Join us again next week. We'll be with another hero of war. Our show is interesting and fun and intriguing in the first parts and such, but it's the ultimate reason for our show is to honor veterans, along with the Veteran Soul Project. And Kentuckyana Jones, thank you for joining us. This is Kentuckyana Jones. Thank you for joining us on this journey across 6 states over the last 13 days, culminating in the honoring of the Owens family at the Battleground Cemetery in Cynthiana, Kentucky. Something that really struck me when interviewing Mr. Owens that he said was freedom isn't free. Those 3 words resonate in my mind, and as it does, I think of the service of the great American veteran heroes that were fortunate enough that they got to come home with great pride after war. And some of those that came home with the same great pride got disgraced and disrespected when they got here. And then there's the missing soldiers that never returned to their families and the impact that left over the generations thereafter within their families. And our injured and disabled, permanently injured heroes from war. No, my friends, freedom certainly isn't free. God knows that war is sometimes inevitable, and I pray for less, not more, war. For a world that can find a better way to peace with one another, and a world that doesn't forget our past mistakes so as to not repeat the same mistakes again. In closing, the past is the past, and we have a lot of cleansing to do when it comes to honoring our truest heroes, our veterans of war. I'm going to challenge our audience with this one thing for starters. We need, and I am asking for, the long overdue Vietnam War Veterans Parade, and for all of the American war veterans from all wars to join together to start with and make this come together and to make it happen. We're going to be getting this put in place, and I'm going to leave it as food for thought for all of you. God bless America and the world that all countries inhabit with us. Thank you. It's Kentuckyana Jones.